Otherwise, in the system of sunyata, we incur a karma for calling a woman a man a woman. So that's why we have to go in and properly distinguish what a woman is, what a man is. Even if the man is showing up and saying that, oh, I'm a man, but that person's a woman, it's a transgender woman, we have to decode that and identify that. And that's why the transgender disclosure is there for that reason. So we have to come out of that ignorance, because they will convince you a man is a woman and a woman is a man. And they will make him look very attractive. They will give him fake abs. They will give him fake muscles. They'll do surgeries and they will like carve their jawline. They will give them like a man nose and make them look really attractive. But that man is a woman. They have a vagina but looks like a man on the outside. So we have to break free from that level of spell, black magic spell, mind control. It's a physical form of mind control. A woman is standing in the image of a man. So we have to break free from that level of deception. Otherwise, we incur a karma to sunyata, because you cannot say woman is man, man is woman. You cannot say black is white, white is black. You cannot say up is down, down is up. You cannot say that. You immediately incur a karma if you say the wrong thing. It's a lie. It's a crime against the truth, because that's not the truth. You're teaching false doctrine. You're calling up, down, down, up. You're calling a man woman, a woman a man. You're putting a fake belly and convincing the world that you're pregnant. That's what ignorance does. That's what lies does. It walks around in its invincibility, in its perceived invincibility, with a giant plastic belly, convincing everyone that it has a baby in there and it is really pregnant. It will do that if you don't hold it accountable. And you delude that individual, and that individual deludes you. It becomes a cesspool of delusion, and no one's there to figure it out. And maybe a handful of people giving disclosure are called conspiracy theorists. But the Mother Tantra will allow humanity that space to learn, allow humanity to know right from wrong, allow humanity to understand correctly what's going on with our world. So imagine all the other karmas, that when we believe that these female celebrities are hot and talented, we incur a karma because they're all males and they're not talented. They're all demons. And we chase after these male celebrities that are all women, that have vaginas and periods. And so we incur a karma for believing the male's a female, female's a male, for example. That's why we have so much chaos in this world, because there is so much ignorance that we know nothing about. And that's why the disclosure space is so important, and people need to go in and study disclosure and what's happening with the ruling elite of the world, and how we are involved with the firmament race that lives outside this world, and how the firmament race, the Satan's race that lives outside this world, that call themselves aliens, how they are invested in the human race, how they're invested on every individual human being. We have to understand all of that. We have to open up to all of that layer, which the Mother Tantra will allow you in the end times to open up to that space. And there are many people giving disclosure. And if you will understand Satan's race, the firmament space, you can understand that through the super soldier disclosure, cloning, human cloning. You can understand it through that. And also through the Hebrew scriptures, that gives you the location, or like a understanding of where Satan's race lives, for example. And the Great Tribulation is the Mother Tantra, and the Mother Tantra will give you a completely different view of this pre-existing world, will give you a completely different angle of this pre-existing world, so that you can wake up from the charnel ground. So the Mother will show you, this is a charnel ground. Wake up. This is not the real world. This is a world filled with demons. So Mother will give you that view. Mother will give you that angle. And you have to take that wisdom and be raised in her Tagata Garbha, be raised in her wisdom womb, and be born again from the Holy Spirit. And that's when you can rapture and go to heaven. That's what will be revealed to you during the end times. So when you see all of this disclosure coming out, even more disclosure coming out in the end times, don't be shocked, because we already know this. It's part of the human system. It's been going on since the beginning of time. It's not just new to our generation of disclosure. It's not new to us. So it's been going, this type of deception and this type of spiritual carnal war has been happening since the beginning of the 6,000 years, all the way up to now. It's the same thing taking different forms and faces. But in the end times, because we are in the Vajrayana space, the Vajrayana space is like amazing. It's amazing. Because we have videos, we have writings, we have disclosure from around the entire world. We have disclosure from even outside the world, you can say. You can, all the super soldier experiences, that is people that basically live in this world and the other world as well, that they can move their consciousness from one body to another and live in two different places, for example. So all of that is the Vajrayana space. So let's say back in the day, from our grandparents' generation onward or backward, not a lot was going on. It was pretty quiet. But in our world, in our from, let's say, our parents' generation, and especially in our generation, everything is amped up. Everything is amped up, and that's your Vajrayana space as well. You can say Mother Tantra space and Vajrayana space. The Vajrayana is showing you everything. It's giving you videos, it's giving you movies, it's music, it's recording every activity, all dark and light activities. Spiritual people are teaching, disclosure people are giving disclosure. People like me, I'm doing the rapture. I can come in, share my spiritual journey, and give my teachings, give my take on my experience, show you the way, clear your obstacles as well, tell you about everything that this world is about, the secret systems that is existing in our world, so I can like record it and share it. So this is a very powerful Vajrayana space, and that's why you have to appreciate it so much, is because like this work, imagine doing that in a grandmother's generation. It's like in our grandmother's generation, if you say human cloning, it won't be perceivable. They say in the firmament the cloning existed for a very long time, but in the mainstream, it's only become mainstream like now. Let's say in the past 10 years, the cloning has become mainstream. Or kind of, it's become mainstream in the disclosure community. Even in the disclosure community, some people believe some things and some people don't believe some things. So there are different levels of awakening in the disclosure as well. So some will believe the cloning and some won't believe the cloning in the disclosure space. So it's become mainstream in the disclosure space for, let's say, for the last 10 years. But previously, like, we would have no way to explain something like a human cloning, let's say in our grandparents' generation. How are we going to do that? It would be like maybe a handful of people would know it and the rest of the humans would know it, would not even fathom it or know it or understand it. But now all of that is easily accessible. All of that is easily understandable. We can just understand it once we are given a few correct pointers, we are given a few correct instructions. We are able to identify and see like human cloning is real. We like completely understand. So that's why the Vajrayana space is so important for that reason, because we have like this technology that we can speak to each other or teach each other, help and guide each other from across the world. That's how stunning the internet space is in terms of that. There's no limit. Like the firmament people, say they use the Earth internet. You can say the firmament guys would have an Instagram account on Earth, would have an Instagram account on Facebook. So there's no limit because it's all remote. It's all remotely done. That's the Vajrayana space altogether. If you think about like the internet, the interconnected internet system of the world, videos, movies, um, writing articles, writing books, sharing articles, sharing information. All of that is a Vajrayana space. So we can assist each other during the end times, so that we can rapture and go to heaven. So this is the great method of our Father. The Mother Tantra during the end times will take a completely different face, but that face is not brand new, because let's say there were groups of people that were initiated into the Mother Tantra previously that were doing some level of disclosure work. And in the end times, everyone will be initiated into the Mother Tantra, not just the disclosure people, but everyone will be initiated into the Mother Tantra. And there is no one, if you're in the Mother Tantra, there's no one that hasn't gone through spiritual prosecution. Like if you're in the Mother Tantra and you're saying like life's good and love and light, you're not in the Mother Tantra, you're still in the Father Tantra. But if you're in the Mother Tantra, you have been through prosecutions, you've had helicopters flying around your house, you've had death threats, you've had you've had telepathic harassment, you've had electronic harassment. They call it electronic harassment when there's technological harassment. So you've had all that. That's your Mother Tantra. If you have experienced those things, if you've experienced certain levels, various degrees of spiritual prosecution, you are part of the Mother Tantra. And if you're like love and light and Buddhism is so cool and I'm so relaxed and chilled and I'm about to attain my enlightenment, I'm going to go to heaven. If you're in that, then you're in the Father Tantra. You haven't awakened yet. So when you wake up properly, then you will be prosecuted, and then you will know that you are in the Mother Tantra, because everyone giving disclosure, they share unbelievable stories, unbelievable experiences of dealing with the demonic hierarchy, of their abuse and harassment. Unbelievable stories. Is like greater than any science fiction movies or any science fiction story or books that you would ever read, is the Mother Tantra space. So that's basically your Mother Tantra space. So some people were initially doing the Mother Tantra that were prosecuted by giving disclosures. Some were killed, some were imprisoned while they were giving disclosures. So in the end times, Great Tribulation, humanity will be opened into that higher Tantra space, and you are not opened into the Mother Tantra because it's not safe and you are not ready. And when we rapture, then everyone will be opened up to the Mother Tantra space, and it will be intense. It will be difficult. There will be prosecutions. There will be remote tortures. There will be remote electronic harassment. There will be remote telepathic harassment. So it will be for everyone. So it will be from the demons. It will be from Father, because it depends on what you're doing and where you are. You can have an enmity with Satan, but you do not want an enmity with Father. Or you can go against Satan, but you cannot go against Father and get away with it, because Father's wrath is exponentially more than Satan. So you should endure Satan's temporary harassment, so that you don't have to endure Father's permanent harassment or a longer wrath of a Father. You don't want to experience that. So that's why if you are disobedient, that will be your fate. So don't go against Father. Listen to him, and he is the creator, and you're not listening to him to favor him. You're listening to him because you're not going against creation. You're not going against love. You're not going against good. If you're against good, then you are bad. And if you're bad, God is going to pour his wrath over you. So it's no one's trying to torture you or anything. You're just, by default, you are bad, and the good will overcome you. So enjoy the Mother Tantra space. It is your opportunity to become a very highly trained individual, a highly trained bodhisattva, highly trained spiritual practitioner. It's not the time to hide and be afraid and hate the experience. That's more pagan. So you don't want that. You don't want to be in that mindset. You want to train yourself, and you want to know, and you want to be successful. You want to be a warrior. You don't want to be a loser. Losers don't go to heaven. Only warriors and winners go to heaven. But understand your pre-existing tantric nature. Like I said previously, just being born on this earth, you're already in the Anuttara Tantra. You're already in the generation phase, Father Tantra, just by being born. Then you have, like, say, the subsequent lower tantras that manifest throughout our lives. But if you look at the total view of this earth, the total view of our 6,000 years, if you look at the complete picture, you have a long Father Tantra of 6,000 years, and then you have a short Mother Tantra of your Great Tribulation. And then you have your non-dual as well. And you have your non-dual Tantra because you have the Mother, Father, and the non-dual. Non-dual is basically when you are using the Mother Tantra to learn about the Father Tantra. So that's your non-dual. So through your Mother Tantra, what you're doing is you're learning about the generation phase of the 6,000 years. You're learning about that. So that's the correct application of the Mother and the Father. That's the correct application of method and wisdom. Method's Father, wisdom's Mother. So you're learning through Mother's wisdom. You're learning the method of our Father. You're learning all the great things that our Father has accomplished in the 6,000 years of giving complete disclosure or total transparency to the work of evil, to the work of Satan. You have complete view. It's right in front of you globally. Father has given total view, total transparency. And that's the 6,000 years generation work of our Father in heaven. And then you have the Mother, the wisdom of the Mother, that is giving total view of that, will allow you to correctly perceive what that is. The Mother will allow you to correctly perceive what 9/11 is. Mother will correctly allow you to perceive what the moon landing is. Mother will allow you to correctly perceive who the fallen angels are, who the Victoria's Secret angels are, for example. So all of that you will perceive correctly through the Mother Tantra. So the Mother will allow you to perceive the Father. So that's the method and wisdom you're using correctly. You're using in union, in combination. So that's like your non-dual. And that's how you can complete your Anuttara Tantra by being initiated into the Mother Tantra, learning about the Father Tantra, and decoding the world. It's like, like how you can look at it is it's like the penis, which is the male, goes into the vagina of the female, and it's like the lock and key that unlocks, and then you correctly view this reality. So method and wisdom is like a key, a lock, and a key. The key goes into the lock and it opens the view. So that's how I look at the yab yam, the sexual union of the male penis as a key and the female vagina as the lock, the hole of the lock. Lock goes into the key and it opens all the secret. That's like your yab yam space, and they call it like bliss. When the yab yam is in union, they are in bliss, bliss and emptiness. So they are like in like bliss. Obviously, you're in sexual union. You're going to feel that blissfulness inside of you. You're going to feel that intensity inside of you. And that's basically wisdom. When you learn something, when you know the true nature of this reality, when you know who the celebrities are, when you know all the male, female celebrities, when you know the transgenderism, you will be like, wow, you'll be mind blown. So that's like the lock, which is the penis, the key that is the penis going into the lock and opening everything. Then you can decode this reality. Let's say the Father Tantra is a USB, and the Mother Tantra is like the USB hall, the computer, and you take the USB and put it into the computer, and the computer generates all this information that's in the USB. So you can read the USB in the computer when it's inserted into the computer.